folks. Hey, come here. Good morning. This is it. It's the last one, pilot. It's the last coffee talk in the van. He has no idea what's going on. Although I think he does. He's been awful lethargic the past couple days. It's definitely not the 95-degree heat. He just definitely knows, hey, you gotta stay here. I hear other dogs. He knows what's going down. Today, the van sells. As long as nothing goes awry. Crazy. It came out of nowhere. March 22nd, I listed the van. I've gotten not a single interest in it. No low ball offers, nothing. No, I'll check it out. Nothing. Out of the blue, I get an email. Like, hey, is it still available? Off of one of the van life websites. Or not van life websites, van specific selling websites. And I'm like, yep, still available. He's like, oh, great. Love the build, looks great. Before we get too deep into this, the person says, or before I ask too many questions, I forget the exact wording, but it was something of those lines. And the email comes through, would you be willing to take cash? I'm just immediately to my head goes to scam, right? Not the case. We'll see. I mean, I don't doubt it's. I mean, I met the guy already. He toured the van. We had a good walkthrough yesterday. I'm the worst salesman ever. I told myself, don't talk. Make him ask the questions. And not for any reason. I have nothing to hide. He knows about this YouTube channel. He's seen a couple videos. I have nothing to hide. I'm not doing anything nefarious. I'm not trying to pull one over. Oh yeah, I got over on him. This and this is wrong. No, it's a turnkey. It's a turnkey situation. Everything's fine. But I have a habit of, and I know this about myself. I downplay everything, right? Or I think something's a huge deal. The epoxy counters are they're scratched up a little bit. They're not perfectly mirror shine polished because they're 2 years old and they've gone through the ringer, right? But I'm quick to point that out. So I told myself don't talk. Let him ask what he wants to ask about. We'll go through everything. You can see everything. It's all empty. Aside from the old space toilet, it's empty. There is nothing in here except me and Pilot. So, yeah, I was gonna not talk, and that lasted about half a second. I don't know. I just feel whoever buys this, because I'm not in a rush. I don't have to sell it. I want to, but it's a want, not a need, right? So I feel whoever bought this was gonna happen regardless. And I'm not gonna put his name out there, but the man that's buying this, I don't know if he's younger than me. I'd assume so. He seems it. I don't know. It doesn't matter if the person's 20 or the person's 60. I think I would have given the same spiel or run through, just because I feel I have to be super thorough, because if I was gonna make a purchase like this, like I would be, right? But not everybody's like that. But I don't know. I feel obligated to be super upfront and honest and like transparent with the whole thing. Um, so yeah, that happened. Like that happened last weekend. Yeah, last weekend is when I got like the message, and then throughout the week, it was literally just a waiting game because we pretty quickly we had decided on the fact that we are gonna at least meet up, um, so that he could tour the van, see what's going on, see if it's as good as it is in the video or in pictures, um, because that's like an unfortunately common thing, right? You find something on Facebook, oh yeah, this, that, the next, like, and then you get there and you're like, this is nothing like what was described. Um, yeah, I'm like, I'm in this like weird limbo status of I'm like super happy because like I get to move on, but I'm also like super torn up the fact that I built this and have so much like energy and effort and lessons learned, and it's Pilot's first house or first home, I guess. I don't know. Like he was fostered and had been injured before I got him. It's like this is like his. He grew up here, like he doesn't know any different. Um, I took him out for ice cream last night in the van. Yeah, kind of crazy. Like, and I bet if I had taken time off work, this probably would have went even faster. Um, I don't think the gentleman's in a rush, but there's also nothing like holding him back from this. Um, so I think if I was like, yeah, like Tuesday, like if I called out of work or something, like we probably could have made that work. Like I don't really see him having had much to say about that other than, yeah, where do you want to meet? But it's just crazy, like so freaking fast, like out of nowhere. But hey, that's great. I think it all happened because because I said I was going to take the van and drive to Alaska and enjoy a nice road trip. So that's not going to happen now. Which is what it is, Like I'm not gonna hold off on this like opportunity to take another trip in it. Like that'd be pretty foolish. That wouldn't be foolish, I guess. Like I think that would then it would possibly cement the idea that I'm not ready to sell it. I don't know, because that's like truck and trailer. Like I'm not about to tow a trailer for shits and giggles, essentially, up to Alaska. Like no way. I actually talked to a buddy of mine 2-3 days ago that drove up from Oregon, towing a 32-foot trailer flatbed, loaded down with some stuff, and he said the roads were absolutely atrocious. He said from Whitehorse on was god awful. So towing it, and that's if I bought a trailer that quickly, because I got to be in Alaska on 16 August. Like, I don't know if I'll get a trailer that fast. I have no clue. There's kind of not a lot stopping me, but there is. I'm not in a rush. I'm in a situation right now where I can take a minute. Like I'm not in a rush, thankfully. And I mean, even if I didn't have anything, I could put myself in a situation where I'm not in a rush. Like get a longer term Airbnb or whatever. I can find a place to crash in the meantime. I need a vehicle. That's gonna suck. Just not having a vehicle. but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm happy that I am doing it, but I'm also like super. I don't know. I don't want to say like sad, but like I am sad, but not like super sad. I think it's just one of those things where like I built this thing, so it's gonna be hard to let go. You know, um, it's definitely the first major undertaking I've ever had in life. Um, I feel like it'd be the same sentiment though if I was selling a house. You know, um, if I had done a bunch of renovations to a house or something, I'd probably feel the same way. Um, yeah. So, and who knows? Maybe I make this video and maybe I gotta delete it because the sale doesn't go down. I don't think that's gonna happen, but it could. But it wasn't too painful of a process to empty it out and clean it because I had done a pretty good purging, and like super deep clean ahead of time. So that was super helpful. Like just pretty much a good wipe down everywhere. Magic erasers, man, they are like they're the bomb. um, what else do I coffee talk about when I'm about to not even have a band to coffee talk in? I don't know. It was kind of cool though meeting this individual because he's super understanding of my skepticism with the whole transaction, and I told him when we had a phone conversation, like, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but like, who has this amount of cash just readily available, right? Which I'm aware people do, but I feel like people that do have that kind of money aren't into this, you know? So there's like this weird, okay, well, if you do have that money, I feel like you're more so looking at maybe buying a yacht for cash, maybe not a van. Um, but everybody's different, and that's, I don't know, part of, I don't know, part of it, I guess. But it's cool because he's super humble. I don't know his story. I don't know him on a personal level, but um, I feel like there's more to like the story than I know. You know, which I'm not about to divulge all his information. Um, but younger man got a shot at business, succeeded. But it was really cool to hear the reason why like he succeeded, and he said it's literally just hard work. Like my parents taught me, do the work, like the success will come later. Like just put the work in now, right? And that's not a common thing now, right? Everybody's looking for their shot at being YouTube famous or TikTok famous or Instagram famous, and they want to blow up, essentially do no like real work, right? And just assume that it comes that easy. You just got to think of the next best great thing to go viral about, and you're rich. But it was cool to hear like somebody that essentially has the same mindset of myself, like as far as wealth and success and things of that nature. So that was cool. And I can't say we completely align on that, but just that singular comment, I'm like, all right, like I can tell we probably had like a lot more in common as far as our viewpoint on that than not in common, right? Um, so that was cool. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to chit chat about. This is gonna it's a good wrench to get thrown in the plan, but obviously, like, I'm not driving to Alaska. I think Pilot is going to go stay with mom and dad. Um, I don't like, I don't mind asking for help when I need it, right? And I already had this conversation with my parents, and they're more than willing. But I feel like kids and animals are an obligation, like, that I don't like want to like push on somebody else, right? So like if my parents wanted a dog, they'd have one, right? And this isn't like a 1 week, oh, can you watch him for a week, or oh, hey, can you dog sit at my house? Like, nope, my dog has to go to your house. And this is whoever. My parents, Saint Melissa, she has since deemed she is no longer a doctor, and she's a saint. Patron Saint Melissa. Um, where's it going with that? Oh, the dog. Um, whoever, Mexican Johnny, like whoever I asked, like it would be the same feeling, you know, because like it's not their dog, and here I am like asking you to take my dog into your house, disrupt your life, and make sure he doesn't die. Hopefully, if he does, like it's probably not your fault. Things happen. And it's like it's for a long time, like a month and a half. Like that is a long stretch. Like that is not a 1 week vacation. No, I'm going to the Bahamas. My dog can't come. Um, yeah, I could bite the bullet and put him into boarding, um, but I also think that's not fair for such a long term stint. If this was a 1 2 week situation, no questions asked. I wouldn't even entertain giving him to anybody else. Like I know a place where he'd be well taken care of. I have a friend from school that is the manager of a like dog facility. Like he would have went straight there, no questions asked. Like we've been good to go. Which like I still could do because she'd still take great care of him. Like if you had to be there for a month and a half, but it's like that would be his life for a week and a half, right? So and although like I know her like the manager, she also has to abide by like the rules. She doesn't own the place, right? She runs it. She doesn't own it. So like, you can't just go get an unlimited timeout and whatever. You know what I mean? Like if this is what you pay for to get long term boarding, hour a day outside or whatever. You know what I mean? Like she might like favor him a little bit, but like she can't just let him free roam. Um, which is what he's used to. So I feel like it wouldn't be fair to him to live that life for so long. So here we are. I'm about to go from like I don't know a 10 foot by 3 foot walkway to like a 14 foot by 30 foot walkway. I don't know. Been looking at trailers a bunch, and Alliance. I'm pretty much sold, right? Alliance is the brand. There's a couple different floor plans that I'm looking at, um, and it's really a matter of what I think will be best for Pilot, because I'm gonna build one of those. Uh, you see them all over now, like they're like the permanent or like furniture style dog crates. Looks like I don't even know what you call like a hutch. I don't even know what you call it. Um, yeah, I don't even know what you call those things. It's not a hutch, but like I don't know, just a table. I guess I don't know. But I'm gonna build in one of those, so I got to pick a floor plan where I can essentially delete something out of it. A couch would be ideal, and put that in it, but not lose the functionality of what the couch was offering, and that's turning into like a bit of a battle, because one of the floor plans I'm looking at has two couches. One of them is a set of like theater seat recliners, and another one is like a traditional couch, but it's a fold out, right? So you could have guests over. So the situation is like the couch would be here, the TV or the theater seats would be, opposing the TV, and then off to the side, say the closet area would be where the couch is, that folds out into a sleeper. So I'm like, well, I'm not a recliner guy, but as of recently, I have been napping in a recliner. It's kind of nice. So maybe I'll change my mind. I don't know. Oh, I was thinking like ideally I'd get rid of the recliners and build him, a crate just literally the same footprint as the recliner, nice and big. Top of it can have storage. I don't know. I'll dual purpose it somehow. But like that would happen, and I'd keep the fold out couch because I feel like I don't really plan on having guests. But if I do, like, hey, maybe on a job, uh, I meet a buddy, and we hit it off, and like he's paying for a hotel, and I'm like, dude, throw me like $100 a week, and you could crash at the camper. I can make some extra money, you know. Or not even that, but just somebody comes to visit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know who would really visit me in the trailer, but you never know, right? But like realistically thinking, like who would visit me that a singular pull-out couch would suffice? I think the only people that would qualify for is mom and dad, and I feel like they wouldn't. I feel like they wouldn't subject themselves to that, and they would just get a hotel. Because I mean, Saint Melissa, Matt, Cora, Chubbs, like they're not fitting in there. Mexican Johnny, you're not fitting in there. Because I mean, Mexican Johnny, Steph, Rugrats, like, come on. They have two. Joe and Megan. Joe farts too much. No way. Yeah. So like, now that I'm like talking about it, like maybe I do got to get rid of the couch. But it's also like that's such a useful dual purpose thing, right? I don't know. Chime in and let me know what you think. If you have a suggestion on that, I don't know. But I just feel like getting rid of the recliners would be the more like reasonable thing to do. But also it would totally kind of disrupt the TV situation. I'm not really a TV guy, but maybe when I do have one, I don't have one. Maybe when I have one, I don't know. I mean, I do watch YouTube a little bit, and all these freaking RVs come with smart TVs now, so I'm sure I could YouTube off of it. Maybe that would be the thing. I don't know. But then there's a different RV. It's a brand new floor plan, and that's kind of like it's kind of got me hesitating, right? Because it's brand new. 2023 is the first model, the model year of it. It's like really nice, has some really nice features in it. It's a rear kitchen, mid living, front bathroom camper. So like the very nose of the fifth wheel is this absolutely enormous bathroom, like huge. It's a 48 by 60 shower pan. Like it's huge. Giant single vanity, like the size of my countertop, kind of giant. Walk-in closet with washer dryer prep in it, like anyways, that living situation is, if the bed is the kitchen, we're gonna call this portion a part of the countertop, There's another set of recliners here, like just on the back side of the countertop. TV straight ahead, and then there's a couch on this side and a couch on that side. But the couch on that side, it's own bump out. The only reason for that bump out is the couch. So I'm like, man, that would be optimal, and it's not a pull out like a bed. That would be optimal because I could literally just build the dog crate into the bump out. It's out of the way. It's not really a ton of like loss because the TV straight ahead of the recliner seats. There's another couch over here, another couch there. So either way, like you still have like a side view of the TV from wherever you're sitting, but you still have front view of the TV with the recliners just on the other side of the counters. So it's like that'd be really nice. But number one, it's a brand new model, a brand new floor plan. So it's like, okay, have they worked the kinks out? Is there anything like leaking? Is there, this is a bad slide track design because it keeps binding? Like, which things are going to happen, right? It's the first year or something. They got to hash things out. And there's no used ones. So I'm stuck buying brand new off the lot. So it's going to be like top dollar. I think the cheapest one I starts at $99. The most expensive one I saw was $180,000. I don't know why there's nearly $100,000 difference. I don't believe that you can option those out to that degree. So maybe a dealer's just price gouging the hell out of it. I don't know. But like that, and they're the same length, and they are a different kitchen setup. The first one I was talking about has it's kind of just like an open concept design where there's an island in the middle of kind of the area that's got the sink on it, and there's no real clear defined line, right? Whereas this second one has that countertop that jets out with the couches on the backside, so there's kind of like a walkway into the back of the kitchen, and it's like a U design. The more I look at that one, the more I like it and prefer it, but it's like gotta weigh my options as far as cost. Availability doesn't really seem to be an issue either way. There's just not a massive market, or there's not a massive buying. I know what I'm trying to say, I just can't say it. There's not a lot of buyers in the market right now. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sure there's like an okay amount, but there's not so much that dealers can't keep things on the lot, is what I guess what I'm trying to say. So I'm not worried of like, oh, gotta act now, like everything's gonna be gone. That's not the case. Yeah. But I feel like that second floor plan is kind of like what's up. I feel like. Oh. I don't know, folks. Should I give you a tour? I feel like you've seen a tour. Like it's just empty now. It feels like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like mine anymore because it's empty. Because I don't know, I've never had it empty. Like I filled it and then I lived in it immediately. There was no middle ground of like, oh, like it's fun to pack up for a weekend and put a couple things in there and take it on a trip. Like nah, like I'll 0 to 100 with this thing. It was like not built, not built, not built, built. I left for a trip, moved in it when I came back. Crazy. Be a cool story when I'm dead though, or dying. Like, oh, I lived in a van. Yeah. What do you think, buddy? You upset? I'm gonna say he is, although I'm pretty sure he's not. He just doesn't care. Big puppy stretch. I think that's it, folks. I don't really know what else to say, or to stand here or sit here and just ramble. Um, I will say I'm gonna give myself some credit where it's due, though. Um, After cleaning this place up, like, yeah, it it was a little bit dirty, but I mean, it's tiny. It gets dirty like so fast. Um, this thing's in good shape for being lived in for 2 years straight. Like nothing's so far beyond that you're like, ooh, that's gotta get taken care of. I mean, whatever was like that has gotten taken care of. The floor that was bowed up, replaced it, no biggie. Um, Getting in your seat one last time, bud. Yep. I think I gotta take him on a drive. We gotta go somewhere. I don't know where. I might just drive him around the block. I don't know. Oh yeah. Like nothing's like so far gone that it's like, ugh, yikes, you know. Which I don't know. I feel like that's pretty freaking good for 2 years living in it with a dog. I mean, he chewed up a corner of the cabinet that I didn't replace, but it's like the wood's still there. It's just screwed up, right? I replaced the e-brake hand. Really, it's all your fault, man. I'm just kind of coming to that realization. Like everything that was absolutely destroyed is your fault. You got anything to say about that? Um, which is like, I don't know. I feel like that's pretty good, pretty good. And like, yeah, I gotta brag about it. Nothing's falling apart. Which is like, I don't know. I didn't have an idea that it would, but it's also like, you never know. I'd never done this before. Fuck, I hadn't even actually welded before. I'd literally never welded aluminum before building this thing. Just figured it out. Figure it out. It lasted the whole winter in Alaska, like a whole season, start to finish. Um, with me living in it, it had gone through several just being built, but like just like full time living, like we're doing it. Um, yeah, like pretty proud of myself for it. I don't like ever talk about that, but here I am talking about it because I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a big deal. 2 years, nothing major catastrophic broke. Um, Nothing that wasn't kind of expected, right? I had a heater, I had a furnace issue, but that's wear and tear, right? It's essentially an engine of some sort, right? It's a furnace. Um, Stuff goes bad, right? But nothing. I guess what I'm saying is like structurally, right? Like the doors haven't fallen apart. You know, I never made fucking cabinetry doors before, ever, never. I mean, a true carpenter would probably like scoff at these, like, why did you make it like that? But I don't know, never done it. The kitchen drawers that you're sitting on, never made those before. That's probably one of the things that I'm absolutely most proud of is the kitchen cabinetry because I think it came out freaking top notch for somebody that's never done it before, ever, never even dreamed of it. And it's all thanks to Royce because he told me about this guy on YouTube, and I was able to make myself a sled for the table saw, and I learned how to dial it in to get a like complete 90-degree cut, to square up the sled to the blade. I learned how to do the box joint, and I don't know, for somebody that's never done shit before, I think I did all right. And today it all goes bye-bye. Nothing to show off. But that's all right. That's all right. Now I get to go purchase a cookie cutter apartment. No. It's cool though, because like this whole process, like, man, when it's time to either build a house or a cabin or whatever, like, I'm ready to rip. Not really. I'm ready to rip on the finished stuff. Rough carpentry and framing, no idea what I'm doing. None. How to like stack joists and, you know, king studs and jack studs and this and that, like, no idea. I can guess, but no idea. Whole different learning curve. But yeah, this is it, folks. Last day, last couple hours. We meet up at the bank here in a little bit, and as long as everything goes good, next time you see me, I won't be a van owner or van lifer, right? Yeah, it's been cool. Okay, I'm gonna go like cry somewhere else or something. You guys have a good day. See you next time, maybe.